GHB TV. What's going on? I had a pretty good day. How about y'all? Talk to me. Where the people at? I told y'all I was going down at 10:15. We got here about a minute early. I mean a minute late, but better now than never. Pump up the volume. Perfect. UNITY. Bodies, bodies, bodies. You said, what's that supposed to mean? Cut it out, man. Stop being dumb. Don't even do that. If y'all gonna come through here with some respect, man. I'm gonna give my spill. Monte, we here. We gonna open him up. I'm letting the room fill in. I already know who it is. I'm letting the room fill in. You know how it go. We letting the no, I couldn't get Tav on the phone, man. I called him, but he gotta get himself together. And he might be a little bit mad at me making this video. I don't know. I don't think he will. I mean, I know Tav. I think he's more mad about the fight, and I understand why. I mean, he went through a lot. Miss Rashonda, what's going on? What up? Foreign in here. The boy Tay in here. Big game. I know. I mean, he not in his best spirit right now, but I know he feeling cool. I know he cool. I mean, he a tough motherfucker. He already said he ain't giving up. He going back for the 2 time. But I don't know how comfortable he is with me talking about this. But at the same time, I feel like I gotta talk about it because he let it out. It was something that I picked up on years ago. I don't know how people didn't see it. People did ask me. You know what I mean? I have been asked about it. You know what I mean? I never really said anything publicly. I'm not trying to make myself a part of the situation, but I'm just saying I did peep that a long time ago about Ted. You know what I'm saying? UNITY. That's my shit. Queen Latifah. But let me get into it, man. I'm gonna go back. The first time I seen Tevin Farmer fight, he was an amateur. He was fighting at a casino that we have, and it's not in the city, but it's right outside, called Valley Forge. It's right outside the city, probably like 40 minutes out. Valley Forge Casino. He was an amateur. Matter of fact, I don't even think it was the casino at the time. It might have been Valley Forge Convention Center at the time. It wasn't even the casino. It was the Valley Forge Convention Center. And I seen him fight. I believe he was fighting at 132. He was about, I think he was about 18 years old, 18, almost 19, something like that. He won that fight. And when I saw him fight, he was good, but his skill set was raw. It was like you could see that it was something there, but it hadn't come out yet. You know what I mean? It hadn't come out yet because Tev, from my understanding, jumped right in. You know what I mean? He got in the gym, I think at 18, 19, and then probably fought probably like 6 months later. I don't even think, I don't even think, I don't even think Tev was boxing for a long time before he had his first amateur fight. He did only actually really have 16 amateur fights. Some people, I saw somebody say earlier in this live, they said he had Tourette'S syndrome. So what does that mean? All right, so we're going to talk about how hard it even is just to become a champion. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to be honest about most of the guys who actually become champion. If you pay attention, a lot of the guys that are champions have been either multiple time national champions, or Olympians. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about that. So with that, you have to have some type of experience, at least national experience. Tevin Farmer, from my understanding, has never even been to a national tournament. Not that I could remember. Not that I could think of. Not a Golden Gloves tournament, not a USA a USA national um or open. You know, I as far as I know, he said, "Yo, G, I can tell you and Tev close. He called you Dylan when your name Greg." Yeah, that's a joke. Yeah, I mean, that's a joke from a video I made some years ago going at a matchmaker, but we're gonna talk about that too. But I want people to I want people to understand again what I'm saying. Think about most guys that are champion. Most of those guys have a big amateur story. Even Ryan was a national champion before. You know what I mean? Even though he's not champion right now, but he was a national champion. He had experience. Tevin Farmer, 16 amateur fights, never had that chance. You know what I'm saying? Um, Tevin Farmer used to train out of a gym called the King Center. If anybody know Philadelphia, the King Center is on 22nd and Cecil B. Moore. You know what I'm saying? The King Center is in the middle of the hood. The King Center is a recreation center. So a lot of times in the rec centers, because they open at 4 o'clock and they usually close like 7, 8 o'clock, the latest they let you be in there. You know what I mean? You only got that, you only have that time span. I know you only have that time span to train from 4 to 7. You know what I mean? You ain't about to be in the gym all day with a rec center. Now, if at your rec center is somebody working there that has some type of pull and you cool with that person, you might be able to get in the gym a little earlier. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, rec centers open up 3, 4 o'clock. They closing at 7, 8. I'm talking about for the boxing. You know what I mean? Um, this is a guy who comes from a large family. You know what I mean? A lot of brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? So this is a guy who's had to not only fight in the streets but fight in the house when you got that many brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? When you don't have what's important about being in the nationals and going to the Golden Gloves and things like that, when you ain't when you ain't have that many fights, you still learning on the job. When you ain't been to no national tournaments and seen the number one guys, the number two guys, the number three guys in the country, you still learning on the job. That is an important piece with boxing. If you really want to see what the elite is hitting for, you gotta go. You gotta go to a national tournament. You know what I mean? If you at least want to feel it, you know what I'm saying? You at least want to see what's going on. If you want to understand levels, you have to go to a national tournament. Now, Philadelphia boxing is so crazy that we have had plenty of guys like this who haven't really been big amateurs but became champion or either just became pretty good pros simply because there's so much boxing in Philadelphia you could learn on the job. You know what I'm saying? You can learn on the job. You know what I mean? I'm not advising that for any and everybody, but at the same time, we do create those kind of fighters. I'm not being biased. I'm not trying to big my city up, but I am. You know what I mean? Because this is where I'm from. And you can do that. You can, with all the talent around. If you think about all the talent around, um, you can get the job done. You just got to be willing to get in there and be a dog, you know what I mean, and learn. Yeah, Joe and Jeff Chandler is another one. He was the bantamweight champion of the world and only had 3 amateur fights. You know what I'm saying? I know that because Jeff Chandler used to be in the gym with us when I was a kid, you know what I mean? And he used to share his story, and that was one of the things. And I asked Jeff, I said, why you ain't keep fighting in the amateurs? He said, man, I ain't had time for that. I was trying to get to some money. You know what I'm saying? I believe Jeff had a 33-2 record with 1 draw, 18 knockouts. Joe and Jeff Chandler from South Philly. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely breed them kind of guys. Bernard wasn't a big amateur. You know what I'm saying? So to see Tevin Farmer turn professional, start fighting, he kind of jumped right in. I remember he fought a kid named I think his name. No. I'm wrong if I say that because that was the wrong fight. Nope, forget about that. But he jumped right in. Let's say that. We know that Tevin Farmer lost to Pedraza early. You know what I'm saying? We know with certain fights, yeah, he lost early. But think about being 7-4 and not knowing which way you was gonna go with this shit. Because you know what I mean, as you learn and as you fighting, you like, damn, this game rough. Now you on the upper end, because you got more wins and losses. But when you don't have the proper support system, when you don't have the proper training schedule, when you just all over the place and you trying to get it how you live, things turn out that way. Things could have been worse for him. They could have been worse for him. But it was one thing he said to me one night. It's crazy because you see Tev around the city. You know what I mean? People would talk about him a little bit. Yo, y'all seen the guy? You know the boy Tev yeah, he got the crazy eyes. Yeah, they be talking they shit. You know how it is. He talking they shit. Yeah, I seen him, young boy, tough. He be giving out some good work. But I remember we was talking on Facebook, and he was like, Greg, man, come fuck with me at Temple Track. So Temple Track used to be a few blocks from my house, used to be a few blocks from his house. Tevin Farmer, again, if you know Philadelphia, used to be down Burke Street. So he walking down from Burke Street. I used to be on Girard. I'm walking up. You know what I mean? So we would meet up at the track. And these years I'm talking about would be like 2010, 2011. His reason for reaching out to me is because I always been vocal. And I always used to, give a little bit of game wherever I could on Facebook and things like that. I would speak about the sport. You know what I mean? I would speak about how the game was treating me. And I believe he really wanted to talk to me because he knew I paid attention to a lot of things, and he knew that boxing was getting the best of me. I wasn't getting the best of boxing. If that make any sense. You know what I'm saying? But he knew I still had my faculties. I'll be somebody good to talk to. So, we used to meet up Temple Track. We used to run some nights. But we always end up talking. And then one night I met Tev at the Temple Track, and he just, I don't know, we were supposed to be running, but he just kept talking. He was talking the whole night. And he kept saying, he said, Greg, man, he said, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna become world champion. And me, I'm a real sarcastic type of person. And not that I would have said some shit to him, but usually the first thing that crossed my mind is like when somebody talking like that, I'm like, man, you bullshit. Nobody want to hear that shit. You know how hard it is to become champ. But when he was saying it, it wasn't like he was trying to make me believe it. It was like he already had his mind made up. Like he was already champ. So when I looked down at him, I remember he was to my left. I look over at him. I said, for real, bro, you just got to take the right fights. You know what I mean? He said, I don't know how I'm going to do it, Greg. I swear I'm going to get it. I'm going to be champion. Tevin Farmer really, really said that out of his mouth. Now, this is a guy, 16 amateur fights. At this point, 11 pro fights, and he's 7-4. Nobody's never heard of him. And he don't have a big punch. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I didn't have no doubt in him when he said it, because like I said, the way he said it was like, no matter what I said, and it was not that he was looking for me to say anything, but it was like, no matter what I said, he already believed it. It was like it was already in his mind. You know what I'm saying? I really could see that from him. It was already in his mind. And it was so crazy because, again, we was supposed to be running that night, but we was walking the track and just talking. I don't know how many fucking laps we did, but we walking, we just walking. And I'm like, damn, Ted, we ain't even run. He was like, I know, right? We sitting up here big. He was like, matter of fact, come to my crib, watch some tape. Like, you want to watch some tapes? I'm like, all right. We was on this. Matter of fact, no, we walked down to his crib, probably like 8 blocks down. You know what I'm saying? And he had this laptop. He took me in his room and he had this laptop. And he had a no bullshit. He might be mad. He might be mad for me telling this story, but he had a bottle of wine. He had a bottle of wine, right? He talking about, G, you want some of this wine? You know me, cool gangster. I'm like, yeah, pour me a cup, man. He like, no, you can have this joint. I'm like, yeah, but I ain't drinking it out the bottle. He like, all right, grab me a cup. I mean, we sitting there. I'm sipping the wine and I'm watching him box. I don't even think Tev was drinking with me. I can't remember. I ain't gonna lie. He probably was, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. Wasn't a was it a red? It might have been red. It was like it wasn't like red or white wine. It was like, them little funny little mixes they be having. You know what I'm saying? You know them little funny little mix. I don't know what you call. I called it wine. I don't know, but it was like a purple color. It wasn't Teller's Port though. I ain't gonna do that. It wasn't Teller's Port. I probably would have gotten a rumble that night. But anyway, we sitting there, we watching the fights. You know what I'm saying? And I think we watched one of his fights, and then we just watching some other dudes fight on this laptop. You know what I'm saying? This is like 2010, bro. 2011 or some shit. So no, it wasn't a wine cooler because it was like a bottle. It was a official size bottle of wine, but I can't remember what it was. No, it wasn't no St. Ives though. That's out of pocket. I would have definitely been rumbling if I'd have drunk some bullshit like that. That's some bullshit. Shit tastes like cold pot liquor. You know what I mean? The mayor. Fuck they talking about. Might have been sangria. It might have been something like that. You know what I'm saying? So what's popping? Tev kept saying it. I'm gonna be champ, bro. I'm gonna be champ. All right. Now, that's my first time like really being around him like for hours. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching him. Tev always had a little tick. You know what I'm saying? I peeped it a long time ago. I don't know. I don't know when the first time it crossed my mind that he might have had Tourette's, but I peeped, I always peeped a little tick. He got the Tev do this thing. He kind of looked to the side. Like he'd be talking to you, and then he'll look to the side real quick, like a little, you know what I mean? Little joint like, or his head, he'd do a little joint like, you know what I'm saying? But he'd be right with you, whatever you want. You know what I mean? So I'm a I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. So he get with some folks. Mark Ciparone was a collision guy. He deal with the collision. You know what I mean? Car get jammed up, he fix you up. He build you a new body. You know what I mean? He was that type of guy. Mark was a good guy. Mark got with Tev. You know what I'm saying? Tev did his half. Mark did his half. The rest is history. You know what I mean? Tev got ready, and Mark made sure the kid needed whatever he needed. It was a hell of a combination. Something that we never saw. It was something that we never saw in Philadelphia. You know what I mean? Because Mark signed a lot of guys. Mark signed a lot of guys and was putting them in position. But Tev is the one that took it all away. You know what I mean? He did. Um, and the reason that's important, me telling that part, is because just because you have a support system now and you have somebody putting the money behind you and you getting opponents, that still don't mean it's easy, because go back to the beginning. You still learning on a job. You still learning on the job. You know what I'm saying? So what that means is, go back and think about when I said he never been to the national tournament. So now that they going on the road, Mark taking him all over. They fighting on the road. You know what I'm saying? You still fighting guys, you know what I mean, that you never seen. You still fighting. You never seen these guys. You never seen these styles. You fighting in, different cities, and you trying to get your shit together. You know what I'm saying? So that's still tough to do. And again, let's talk about the Tourette's. Imagine what type of self-control you would have to be able to compete in a fight and you have Tourette's. From my understanding, I'm not I'm not a scientist, but I am. You know what I'm saying? I got a little bit of science with me. But from my understanding, this is without me looking it up, and I should have looked it up. But Tourette syndrome to me is like a form of neurological nerve damage, or some type of nerve damage where or you got like some type of different energy running through your body, and you can't control it. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of people with Tourette's can't even control themselves when they talking. So imagine having to control yourself while you fighting. That's why I wanted to talk about this. I didn't want to talk about it, and I'm like, damn, I might get some backlash for talking about it. But then again, it's like I gotta talk about it. I got to, because he let it out. You know what I mean? And like I said, I've been peeped it. I peeped it. When I knew for sure, when I really knew for sure, we was in camp and I think it was 2016. I wasn't training Tev, but Tev had the same manager as Joey DeWaco and Tito Serrano. And at that time, they had a spot out Burbank, California, and I was in the gym with them every day. So I was working with Tito Serrano and Joey DeWaco. When Tev came out, Rel came with Tev, because Rel was training Tev, Rel and Chino. You know what I'm saying? Chino was in his corner the other night. He had his hat turned to the back, the gray hat. But Rel and Tev came out there, and this was all right. So this was at this time, Tev might have had like 21 wins, 22 wins, something like that. He started racking them up. So imagine going from 7-4 to 21-4. You know what I mean? This is around that time, I believe. I believe he was like 21 wins or something like that and 4. And Tev came out to the camp with us, and we was training at a gym not too far from the spot, probably like 10-minute drive, not too far from the spot. And this was one thing that let me know. I haven't seen, you got to imagine, Tev been on a roll, and Tev been training out Jersey. So I haven't seen Tev one-on-one in a minute. It's been a minute since I seen him. You know what I mean? So when we did this bid out Cali, yeah, we still talking through social media and on the phone a little bit, but this was the first time me seeing him in a while, after him going through all the training camps and getting the wins and, moving up in the rankings. So I ain't see Tev spar in a little bit. You know what I mean? So this was my first time seeing Tev spar in a nice minute. You feel me? So I seen one day, I ain't gonna name no names, none of that. Some of them y'all would know, and some of them y'all wouldn't, maybe. But I see one day he sparred, I think it was 3 guys or 4 guys. And he wasn't beating the shit out of them, like to the point where they was like battered and bloody, because they was each doing like 4 rounds apiece. But he was beating their ass to the point it was like, who want to go through this every week, 3 days a week? You know what I mean? Like the way I'm watching him work these dudes out, I'm like, this little motherfucker crazy. Like, he all over the place. I mean, he kicking ass left and right. He beating motherfuckers' bodies up. He punch them on top of their head, the side of their head. They can't really hit him. You know what I'm saying? They trying to hit him. They can't really hit him. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, this little motherfucker getting nasty. Now, this is from, like I said, watching him. Hey, J-Mo, Appreciate the love, cousin. This from now. Listen, this is from me seeing him fight as an amateur at the Valley Forge convention center at the time, and then fast forward to him turning pro. I watched him fight at the Armory. I watched him fight. It was somewhere else. You know what I mean? I watched him fight a few fights early in his career. So going from 7-4 to like 21-4 now. And I'm watching him. I'm like, this motherfucker don't stop. That was one day. Now, the next day that they sparred, which was like 2 days later, I'm watching him and he boxed, I think, 4 guys. Same thing, 3 rounds apiece. He kicking ass. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I mean? All over the place. I'm like, he on some shit already. And like he ain't even, you know what I'm saying? So you can see the growth. Rel and Chino and them, they did a great job with him. It was a lot of coaches over there. Reg, Coach Anthony. You know what I mean? Shout out to them. You know what I mean? They did a great job with Tev. You know what I mean? They kept him ready, kept him sharp, kept educating himself. But he had his own style. You know what I mean? Some shit you ain't never seen. Crazy thing is, Tev is the great, he's like the great nephew of Joe Gans. You know what I mean? Anybody that never heard of Joe Gans, check him out. Nasty dude. And they kind of look alike. You know what I mean? So I'm watching the energy that he putting out, and I'm like, this not no regular energy. This is my first inkling. You know what I mean? This is like my first inkling that he definitely got the Tourette's. I see the what's the name? I see the movement where he's showing the twitch and his tick and he turned his head. I'm seeing all that, but it's the way he giving his energy out. He kicking these motherfuckers' asses. I'm like, whoa. You know what I mean? Fast. So we go to Vegas. Joey DeWaco's fighting a heavyweight by the name of Natu Vicinia, something like that. I was helping in the corner with Buddy McGirt. I was second to Buddy McGirt. Buddy McGirt was training Joe. I'm playing second. We out there in the camp. We was out there for like, I was out there for like probably 6 weeks, a month. I mean, I don't know, some shit like that. A month to like 6 weeks. Probably 2 months. That first joint was crazy. So Joey out there fighting. We out Vegas. Joey get the dub. So we moving around. So one day, all right, y'all know everybody that been to Vegas, y'all know where the MGM at. Y'all know the MGM. Now you know that bridge. You know that bridge that go across to the, what is it? New York, New York? Somebody tell me if I'm right. Appreciate the love. You know what I mean? Somebody tell me if I'm right. So it's go from the MGM, there's a bridge. Go over top of the strip, and they go from MGM to the New York, John, casino and hotel. So me and Tev walking, yeah, I think it do lead to like a little more, or lead to the New York, it lead to the New York. Nick J say that's correct. So we going across the bridge, we walking, me and Tev walking. And me and Tev talking. We talking regular shit. This was the day that I definitely knew he had Tourette's. I don't think Tev ever shared it with me. If he did, I don't remember. But I know I found out this day. We was just walking, talking regularly. I think I had a drink in my hand. You know what I mean? We walking and talking. And Tev stopped. Tev walk. If you ever see him, he got like this funny little walk, and he walking faster. He walking faster than me. He in front of me. You know what I mean? I be slow bobbing. He walking in front of me, and he stopped. But when he stopped, his body, like his whole right side, just turned. Woo. So he looked like all the way behind him. Woo. So I'm like, the fuck? You know what I mean? And I ain't say nothing. He ain't say nothing. He just kept walking. Cause when he had a tick, he come right back out of it. It's not like something that be like going on and he can't. You know what I'm saying? He'll make the move. Whatever move he make the move. You know what I'm saying? And then he right back. So when I seen that, I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, that was crazy. Cause he was just walking. You know what I'm saying? He was just walking and he stopped. Boom, real quick. Then whoa. His body full. Whoa, he did like that. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like, I looked at the drink. I'm like, the fuck? Look back at Tev. He just strolling. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh shit. So that's when it was clear to me. Also, the JoJo Diaz fight. That was also a confirmation because I feel like in the JoJo Diaz fight, the intensity level was getting up there. And his body, the nerves in his body was like, man, what we doing? Like, you know what I mean? I think he was fighting with that. So we saw him looking up at the screen, you know what I mean? Looking straight up, boom, in between punches and things like that. You know what I mean? So it's clear. It's clear if you really know what you're looking at. Again, my thing for making this live. Imagine being from North Philadelphia. Nobody really telling you to go into the boxing gym because people don't know this. Tev was a football player. I don't think he talked about it a lot. I think he definitely said something about it. Tev was a football player though. So nobody told Tev to go into the gym. I think Tev he just had that athleticism and I can imagine growing up in North Philadelphia, he definitely been in some fights for sure. And then at the time, I remember when I met Tev too, Tev was promoting parties back in the day. You know what I mean? For his age group. Some a little older. You know what I mean? Tev was getting it popping on the parties. He was doing a lot of partying early on. You know what I mean? So that's where the habits come from, the bad habits and things like that. But that's just trying to make something of yourself, trying to get out here and make something happen. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't mad at him for that. So, like I said in the beginning, imagine just going in the gym one day, getting ready, fighting within like 6 months, 16 amateur fights. I don't know his amateur record. I don't know exactly what the record was, but 16 amateur fights and not really understanding what the pro game was, not even really having a full understanding of boxing because, you know what I mean, at those times, people wasn't telling you the process of building a fighter. All we know at that time is fight. Especially if you're not signing anybody, if you don't have a manager or promoter, you got to make it happen. Your phone gonna ring. Your phone gonna ring like a fucking trap phone, and you got to figure out how to maneuver. But when you don't know, and all you do know is, listen, I can rumble. You know what I'm saying? I can rumble a little bit. Shit, I'm gonna take that fight. They want me to come to New York. Shit, I ain't scared to go to New York. I ain't scared to go to motherfucking Florida, this and that. But the thing is, a lot of us don't understand, they bringing you in B-side, and I mean, at first it wasn't clear to me. A lot of times I'm thinking people, they're gonna be straight up, they're gonna call this shit straight up. All right, we're gonna get in here and rumble. You know what I mean? They're gonna call it straight. Not the case. So to still be 7-4 without having a backing, and by backing a manager, promoter, things like that, that's tough. Never having that amateur experience, that amateur pedigree that the guys you were fighting have. You know what I'm saying? So the reason again I'm talking about is because you doing all that and you managed to make it to a world title, defend the title 5 times, and the whole time you got Tourette'S. That's crazy. That's crazy. I know sometimes y'all say, Greg, man, you be being biased with Philly, and I'm from Philly. What you want me to do? I'm from Philly. And didn't say nothing, right, foreign, and didn't say nothing until now in 2025. Gotta get a man his credit. Gotta get a man his credit, bro. That's some amazing shit. Because what we do know about Tourette's is at any time, a person that has Tourette's can stop and blurt out some shit that we ain't even see coming. That's from our understanding. You know what I mean? For those who are ignorant to the syndrome, you know what I'm saying? That's what we do know. it's hard to control your nervous system. You know what I mean? From my understanding. So to be able to control yourself enough to learn how to fight, that's amazing. Like, come on. Gotta get a man credit. It's some funny shit when you ask a motherfucker like me. It's some funny shit because I had a hard time controlling myself, and you know what I mean? And I was never even dealing with something like that. I was dealing with something different, of course, but that's different, bro. That's different. Because on the average day, a person who has Tourette's, it looks like they don't have full control over their body and mind. You know what I'm saying? So come on, man. But this is the things that we have to talk about because people don't understand really how hard it is to be a fighter. I'm just saying, imagine that though. Imagine that. You know what I mean? And not having a support system and not ever using this as an excuse and not ever trying to milk it. Like a lot of people, a lot of people, would take something like this and start a foundation and would have been trying to sell tickets off of this, and you know what I mean? A lot of people would have tried to milk the situation. Like, come on, man. So I give him all the credit in the world. And I always did. You know what I mean? He did something that a lot of us only dream about doing, but then doing it while having Tourette's syndrome is crazy. That's crazy to make it to a world title and defend the title 5 times. That's crazy. That's insane. And to be 34 right now and still fighting. That's crazy. And y'all got to give that man credit. He didn't have to say anything. He could have just let people speculate. He could have just let people make up shit. You know what I mean? But I like how he worded it because of the concern that, you know, I see people keep saying shit. You know what I mean? This is what I have going on. Never cried about it. He never cried about it. He never talked about it. He never made it an excuse. I got to take my hat off for a second. We're going to give Tevin Farmer 10 real quick, man. 10 seconds real quick for my guy. Man, gotta give him his gotta give him his flowers, gotta give him his credit, man. Gotta give him everything. Now listen, again, imagine this is a game where they already have their favorites. They know who they want out of the amateurs. This is a guy, and listen. They know who they want out of the amateurs because they know who been placing number 1, number 2, number 3 the last 3-4 years. They know. Imagine never even making it to that level where they even get to hear about you. You know what I'm saying? Imagine never. Imagine never making it to the amateur tournaments, getting out in the nationals, and seeing what the elite look like. Imagine just seeing it from watching it on video, but not being there. But then now you jump into deeper water. You jump into the ocean, and now you in the ocean, and all you going off is faith, and saying, "Man, I'm gonna become a world champion." That's crazy. That's crazy. Come on, man. This is why Philadelphia is a special place when it comes to boxing, because we have stories like this. This is the first time I've heard a story like this, but we have stories like this. And this is some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, it just make you respect him more. I don't know. It just make you respect him more. Because I don't even think I would box if that was my condition. I don't know. I'm a sicko, though. I might. But I'm Greg Hackett, and that's my spill on my man Tevin Farmer and his career. Congratulations to him for accomplishing everything that he wanted to accomplish with boxing. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the floodgates. We gonna rock for like probably another half, maybe an hour, depending on how I mean how UNITY. Perfect. Doe. Let me out. Doe. Let me out. We here. She said, "Who you calling a bitch?" I'm about to open up the floodgates, cousin. So if you ready, I got 5 spots waiting on y'all. We gonna talk boxing. You hear me? Fuck wrong with you? Say no. Hold on, let me hook my charger up. UNITY. I don't know why I think that's funny. I don't know why I think that's funny. Hey, listen, make sure y'all hit that like button, man. It's Greg Hackett here, the face of fucking boxing, one of the greatest of all times. 5'6", competed at 147 pounds all the way up to heavyweight. Fuck wrong with y'all. And I'm back on some shit. I worked out today. I feel good. I feel marvelous. I feel marvelous. I don't know. I'm trying to get me a fight right now. I'll fight you. Nah, I'm gonna set something up though, but I'm trying to give myself some time. Give myself the time to loosen up and drop some weight. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I just put the I just put the I just put the link in the chat. You feel me? Brandon Alashiki was popping. My man Bang was in here. What's popping? What's going on? Tego. Jamo, they rocking with me tonight. What's going on? Make sure y'all get that like button up, man. And if you and it is up to you. If you want to drop a donation, GregieCash is the cash app. You can send it through the super chat, whatever however you feel. But if you want to be direct with things, GregieCash, GREGIE cash. Like Johnny, but Greggy. You know what I'm saying? Cash. We still trying to get the cyber truck. That shit crazy. Foreign, what up, cousin?
What's up, man? What's up, Greg, man? Salute to everybody watching, man. But before I even get started going on anything, y'all gotta touch the like button, folks. Everybody that's watching the videos, man. Yes, I'm spamming it. Touch the like button, guys. Come
Mhm.
on, man. Support the guy. He giving us content when you don't even got to. It's unscheduled content. Touch the like button. It don't hurt. You don't gotta pay. I know. Free. Everything is better free, man. Touch the like button.
You getting the raw shit.
Touch the light. Thank you. What's today? On a Monday evening? Come on
Monday
now.
night, Monday night raw.
Monday night. Nah. Pause. Pause.
No, that's not a pause.
Pause.
That's Monday night raw. You don't
That's
remember?
a pause.
Yeah,
You too young. That's not
WWE.
a pause. You too
Yeah,
young, cousin.
WWE, man.
Monday night
WWE.
raw.
I ain't even gonna lie, man. I was more of a SmackDown type of guy, bro. You feel me? Like SmackDown, man. You feel me?
I've been smacking these niggas.
But bro, look, bro. I'm gonna be honest though, bro. I'm glad that you actually talked about that shit and that's why I fuck with your channel though, because you really get the realness of this shit, because a lot of motherfuckers don't understand, bro, but shit like Tourette's and any deficiency to a motherfucker's body and your brain, to where you got any type of, like, bro, it's hard to even overcome little shit, even motherfuckers being deaf and shit, like, and firsthand, bro, Tourette's is really serious, bro, because it's even worse than how you explain it, where it's like it's worse than just not being able to control your body. You really can't control your body. Like, you gotta really train your. It's like learning how to walk all over again every day. That shit
Mm-hmm.
crazy, bro. Like, for real, bro. A lot of motherfuckers don't understand. Like, that's why I do commend the guy, but that's how you know a lot of people do be naive, bro. Because if you look at Tevin Farmer, you could tell he's not normal. You know, we
Mm.
all not normal, but you feel me? Just looking at it, having some common sense, you could see like he overcomes some every day. He step in the ring every day. That's why I'm subscribed to him on YouTube, bro. I watch his shit and hear him talk because he talk positive shit, bro. Even though you feel me, even though he got something going on, bro, he got a story and he just
Mm-hmm.
keep that shit pushing, bro.
Real
You
shit.
feel me? Real
Hey,
throwback fighter, man.
and this was something that I forgot to add. One time I was fucking around with him. That's a physically strong motherfucker, bro. Physically strong. What's going on, Tay? What's going on?
What's going on, G? Salute to the panel, man. How everybody doing?
Chilling,
It's
chilling.
the
Talk to
word,
me.
man.
That's what's
Talk
up,
to me.
man.
So look, I got a question.
About the Tevin Farmer thing. Yeah, go ahead, Farm.
Now I was just gonna ask a question. You feel me? Just to pose a little something. What y'all think is next, or what should be next for Tevin? You feel me? Like, now that we know this, and because motherfucker, I don't want it to try to be no bar against him. Because he clearly don't. It's not. He not using it as that. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, what should be next? What's the right move for the guy? I think, man, I don't even know, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wanna. What y'all
You
think
talking
is
about like a
next for the
next
guy?
fight? A
Yeah, the
next
next
fight
fight.
for
Like,
him?
what's next? What's next?
Frank
Period.
Martin, man. Frank Martin.
Mm.
I want to
See
see
the
Tev
funny, the
versus
funny
Frank.
thing, the funny thing with this though is, like for me, the first fight I thought he won.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
well this one he lost. When I watched the fight, like the first round or two, I'm telling you, I was just looking at it. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with him?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I was thinking. I was like, did he come in shape? Because it looked like something. I was just like, what the fuck is wrong with him? And now you just explained it for me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, damn, something, because he just didn't look like himself. He didn't look
Mm-hmm.
like the dad
yeah.
that we know. I'm like, okay, but now that he's talked about this, I'm wondering how, because Tav is a hard fight for anybody. So
Mm-hmm.
now I'm wondering if guys are going to try to use that not to fight him, because they'll be like, oh, now if I beat him, the excuse going to be he had this condition, woo, woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys will use that as an excuse not to fight him because he a difficult fight for anybody. So it's kind of, I don't know, man. This is a very, very unique situation, man. Because this is the first time I've even seen something like this. Because we know the boy, Abdul Rauf. Remember, he
Mm-hmm.
had Tourette'S too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Well, he
Yeah.
was Black Revolutionary boy. He wasn't standing for the flag before the whole Kaepernick thing. You know what I mean? But then he
Yeah.
wound up getting out of basketball. But he was very open about it. And I think like they did a documentary about him or something on Showtime. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. That's damn, you kind of fucked me up with that one tonight because I wanted to talk about Norman. Because I thought Norman Jr. looked good. I was glad that he got that knockout and got that boy out of there because now it shouldn't be no excuse why him and Boots shouldn't make that fight.
I was glad as well.
I was
Can
he
we
looked
talk about it?
good. He looked strong. He was punching good. He his feet. He looked good.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing bad to say about Norton. He did what he was supposed to do. He got that motherfucker out of there. He took a good shot. You know what I mean? It wobbled him a little bit, but he came right back. He stayed in there and he got rid of the ball. And you know what's funny?
Yeah.
Tank, what's the boy Garcia that Tank for? What's his name?
Hector.
Hector Garcia, Tank, and Cuevas had the same look on their face when they got hit with a punch.
Mm. Mm.
Hmm. Yeah. That's supposed to have been a knockdown. Because, and you said it, G, you said when Ma hit him, his thumb might have hit his eye.
Yeah.
That was a fucking knockdown. I watched that again and again. That was a knockdown. It
Mm-hmm.
was just delayed. Something when you get hit in your eye, man. Them dudes they all three had the same look. That was a
Mm-hmm.
fucking knockdown, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Hey,
a
EA,
knockdown, Tank.
speaking of knockdown, with the Tev and Zepeda fight, when Tev clips Zepeda, do y'all count that as a knockdown?
It
The
kind of
first
looked
fight?
like it looked like
Second
he
fight.
hit him. It looked like he hit him, but then it looked like he pulled the back of his head. It was tough to call. And
I
then
feel it.
it looked like he tripped over his feet. It was a lot of little shit. It looked. I don't know.
I know. I feel like we could agree that Lamont Roach knockdown was a little bit clearer,
Mm.
a lot more clear than the Tevin Farmer Zepeda's knockdown.
Oh hell yeah,
That
hell yeah.
second fight. I don't know.
Most
Somebody,
lost their
somebody
life, yeah,
said
they count that as a knockdown.
somebody said give Tevin Farmer Padley next. Padley.
I like that fight. That fight actually make me smile because Pally gonna come in there to fight.
Yup.
Tev gonna be able to display some skills. I like that fight.
That's a good fight.
Who is
I like
Ted
that.
with? Who is Ted with?
Tev a free agent.
Oh, okay.
It like I don't know because like it's gonna wouldn't that because I don't know though because I think Tevin Farmer should be more tender still, bro. I don't think like I think if anything, I think Tevin Farmer should be up there with the contenders because this is to me it looked like it's like he on his last legs. Like this is last run. This this the end of it. So I think shit, if anything,
that's what I was thinking. What's gonna be the motivation for somebody to fight Ted? Like,
exactly.
is it like, cause what's the politics behind his rankings or what he brings to the table and all, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
But
what would
that's
be the
why
motivation? You know what I'm saying, for Frank Martin or somebody to get in there with him?
He a
but
good name though.
that's why I think Padley would be perfect.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's why I think Pally would be perfect too because it would be an easy fight to make. But then that's kind of putting Tevin Farmer in like he's not gonna if. Let's be real. Him fighting Pally, where is he gonna go after that? What is Pally gonna do for him?
That the Padley, the fact if you listen to what EH saying, Tev got the losses, yeah, but he's still world class. He got the name. If you beat a Tevin Farmer, you beat a former world champion.
Yeah, he
I
Now,
a
agree.
good B-side.
hold on. Now Padley just got stopped by Shakur, but remember this: Padley was short notice replacement. So what does it look like if we give Padley a full camp versus Tevin Farmer with a full camp?
I agree
I
with
think
that. But then again,
I think I think that's the motivation because Padley has the chance to say he could possibly beat a world champion.
Okay, so the
Yeah.
name then it'll be that's the motivation
Exactly.
for a fighter fighting it. Okay.
Exactly,
Oh,
because even though he fought Shakur is probably in his prime. I'm not sure, but Shakur caught him to be fair on short notice. But then, all right, let's see if Padley's still worthy. So we gonna put him in there with Tav. I
yeah,
like
and
that fight.
Ted didn't lose badly. They both was
Right,
close fights. So
right.
yeah.
I like the
I don't
fight.
even got a rebuttal for it. I really don't even got a rebuttal. I'm just
Uh,
saying my back end question to that is, like I said, okay, Pally was a short notice fight for Shakur. He got knocked out. Okay, he didn't get a full cap. Let's give him a full cap against Tevin Farmer. Okay, but I'm saying if Tevin Farmer, let's say he wins, where does he go from there?
Foreign,
I
I
don't
got
think
another fight for Tev.
I don't think that position that Tevin Farmer would be in after beating Josh Pally would be in his favor. You get what I'm saying? I think he would want to fight somebody more with a name to where he's right back in title contention after
If
the
What
fight.
about
if he
Tev
need
versus
if he but real quick, Tay, if we saying Tev need to step down, then why not Padley?
I agree with that, but
Pally? A great
I'm
fight.
saying Ted need to step up. I'm saying
But I think you need to step down
I agree
before you
with you
go
though.
back up.
I agree with you on that. I
Yeah.
agree. I agree.
So
I agree.
if
Hey,
he
Greg.
That's a good tune-up fight.
yeah, if he beat Padley, he should
I
fight
agree.
like somebody like a Chris Colbert or somebody too. That would be like a good fight probably
Mm,
for Tev.
I like
That's
Pally
yeah,
more than
but
Chris Colbert.
yeah, Chris Colbert might not come outside. He having a good time.
I like
Lady J,
Pally
what's
more than Chris
popping?
Colbert.
Hi, Greg.
What's going on? How you feeling?
It's a late night. I haven't been by in a while. So I said, let me stop in and say hello to the gang, say hi
For
to the
sure.
guys.
For sure.
who that? G? Who that?
You know who that is.
Who that stranger?
Hey, friend.
Who strangers in here, bro?
I
What,
know.
what's on your mind, Lady J?
So a couple of things. So one, because we texted about the fight or whatever, and I thought the first fight was closer than this fight, but also like you could tell from like round 2 going forward, he was like his arm or his hand, something was really hurting him like bad. And originally, like early in the fight, I thought they was gonna stop it because Zepeda was just like welling on him. Like it got a little shaky, but I feel like he held his composure together in the later rounds, and he did what a champion does. The whole Tourette'S thing, that's really, here's what I'll say about it, right? That's really courageous for him to come out and admit that he has Tourette's and like tell the whole world that he has, like a serious medical condition. And I feel like it kind of like makes me sad that like he's doing it after a fight where he's, like you said, kind of almost like having to explain himself to people. Whereas like for me, like what I try and tell guys is like that's a chance for people to really get to know you. Like had he maybe went about it in a different way, then people wouldn't have questioned him, after the fight, like, oh, like why does he have that kind of like, it almost looks like a nervous tick, which I know like with Tourette's, like when they get into like high like anxiety or like pressure situations, like it could come out sometimes. But I feel like with people, it was more out of a like concern for him, not really trying to play him. Like, is he okay? Is he taking damage from these fights? Because he's been in some dog fights. But it's very courageous of him. I just maybe wish like maybe for his sake and like the fact that he was being so vulnerable, he could have went about it in a different way so that he wouldn't feel so like defensive about putting it out there. You know what I mean? But I don't personally like the Padley fight for him. And I say this because he's getting older and the path for him is getting narrower, especially because he doesn't have a promotion behind him. So he's really, it's kind of like, like, what does he want to do at this point? And then he's getting older. Like, he has a fiance. I'm sure he wants to have a life after boxing. So it's like, how much more do you really want to go through this at 33, 34, 35 before you just like, you know what, maybe what I did was enough, especially with the career that he's had. And like, even listening to you before I came on, like just listening to his story and the things that he's been through, like he has nothing to hang his head about with his career.
His life.
Like in general.
Yeah, he's a success story.
For sure. So, he's kind of like in a tricky situation. Like, had he whooped Zepeda this fight, then that really would have set him up for, I think something else. But he took a second loss, and so now it's just kind of like where do you really go from here that puts him in an advantageous situation?
I think that's what Farm was saying. Farm was saying too. Like, even if he do beat Padley, like, where would he go? You know what I mean?
All right, I got a question now. It's making me think. If Shakur was scheduled to fight Schofield and then ended up fighting Padley, could it be possible that he could get a fight, that Tevin Farmer could get a fight with Shakur? Because it doesn't look like Shakur is going to be able to get the guys he want to get, meaning a Tank. He not going to fight Keyshawn, and then we know Lomachenko. We don't know what he's doing.
The word around town is he wants to go to 140. But
yeah, I can see that.
We got to see.
He won't fight Tevin. I don't think he'll fight Tevin, G.
I'm just saying the way that Turkey be moving, is that really a bad idea, or is that hard to see?
It's hard to see. I don't think Shakur will fight him just because he took those 2 losses, man. Like, had he won the second one, it might look like, okay, yeah, I can beat this dude. He just beat an up and coming, young 50 million punch throwing Mexican. But because he lost, I think that don't have no luster for Shakur. It just, you know what I mean? For a young guy coming out, beating a former world champion that just had 2 close fights, yeah, I think it looked a little bit more appealing. But Shakur, Shakur won Tank. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He wouldn't fight Tev. And you couldn't get mad at him.
And we have to remember, Greg, Turkey is about to kind of go off on his own path with the whole league that he started and everything. So I really feel like it's gonna get, which I've said this before, and it is what it is. I feel like you go on that side, you're gonna have to unfortunately kind of stay on that side, because like you see how Turkey is kind of playing them games like with Bivol, like, oh, if you fight Benavidez, then you can't fight over here, like, and get my check.
Oh, he said that?
I mean, basically, that's what he told him.
I'm gonna be honest, that's kind of how Turkey moved. But before I say that, I just got a little thing to say. That's kind of like the problem. Turkey kind of got his favorite, so it's like I don't even think Tevin Farmer would be in that line if he was looking for somebody for Shakur to fight. Like, I kind of agree with EH on that. That wouldn't even be an appealing fight to where like nobody's gonna be screaming for that fight or nothing like that, to where Turkey's gonna be like, oh yeah, let's make this fight happen. That's going.
All right. I got a question though. Another one. Now, Lady J brought up the league, right? With Keyshawn being with Top Rank, Abdullah Mason being with Top Rank, what's his name? Tank over there with PBC. Tank got to finish his beef with Lamont, and Lomachenko is over there with Top Rank. And the league has to be started. You got to have some type of names in the league, even if it's not big names. So is it possible that he could be one of those names at that weight class?
I think so.
I can see that.
But what I'm saying is, once you go get involved with that league, there ain't no crossing the street type. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's confusing to me. Go ahead, Jim. My bad. Go ahead.
No, my bad. But that's what I was trying to say. Shakur is on that side.
Shakur is signed to Matchroom, though, so it's different.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be easier if Turkey Al-Sheikh doing business with Matchroom already to make that fight?
It would be easier to make the fight, but like we saying though, we gotta see, because like we get on here and sometimes we like to talk realistic, and sometimes we talk about ifs and maybes and what could happen. That's not really realistic, is what I think what we trying to say is, because even though they're on the side of the street and Tevin Farmer's that might be the perfect opportunity for Tevin Farmer, that new league, but that opportunity might not. It in my eyes, it's not gonna come with no Shakur fight.
So can I say this? And this is my last time jumping in. Is it safe to say Turkey making up his own rules?
And you know what? That's kind of what I was saying when he, like a couple months ago, I was kind of saying that. I'm like, damn, the way he's monopolizing it, it's like he want to be the control. He want who he want, and he want it his way. And I was saying that's you. When people come in, when dudes with that type of money that he has, that oil money, when dudes come in, that they move a certain way. They moving with what I say is gold, because this money mean more than what you mean. It mean anything else. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I was saying that like that might not be the best move for boxing. Us allowing him to just come in and take it all up. Not all of it.
So, Lady J, who is Bibble signed to?
Go ahead, Greg. I was just saying, not all of it.
All is signed to Matchroom.
Okay, so listen, if you saying that Shakur is signed to Matchroom, and you saying Bibble is signed to Matchroom, but you saying that Turkey is going to tell Bibble, if you fight Benavidez, why wouldn't he be able to say the same thing to Shakur? See, this is the thing. With Turkey coming in, he, even though I know he got paper, but as far as this fighting is concerned right now, the way the business is set up, he's just getting ready to become another PBC or Matchroom or Top Rank. He gonna get fighters that's gonna mess with him because he got money or whatever, and we get ready to have the same issue that we've always had. These group of fighters ain't gonna fight these group of fighters because they had two different companies. That's what's gonna happen. He ain't gonna change nothing because he can't change the whole industry. I don't care how much money he got. He can't do that.
But you know what's so crazy? What's so crazy to me about it is though that he got the money to where it's looking like he might be actually able to change the whole industry. That's the reason why we.
I'm gonna stop you right there. It's not his money. That's one.
Whoever's
the
money it is,
country's
whoever's
money.
it is.
It's not foreign, real fast. You've been cooking. It's not his money. So it's not necessarily about what he wants. It's about what is being dictated to him. If they decide to cut the faucet on, or if they decide to cut the faucet off, it has nothing to do with what he wants.
And you know what? I don't even have a rebuttal for that because I started to notice that because he's the general of entertainment over there. So that means like
people generally thought that it was his bread and that he was just this billionaire that just loved boxing.
Exactly. But you know what? And that's why I was saying this shit is deeper than what we thinking, because if you look at it, bro, the way that they moving out there, I don't even want to talk politics. That's my lane, history and shit. So I like that. That's the shit that I dive into. But the way that the Saudis is moving right now, they trying to take over everything. And I think that he was really placed over here the way that he came. They put the guy over here to try to take over to where it's like they running what we got going on over here. Like it's like they trying to have their hands in everything. And I'm saying like
I hear you, bro. But sometimes the simplest answer is the correct one. Yo, they want to change how their country's viewed. And it's the oldest, like you're a history buff, right?
Exactly.
Like, in times of
despair.
Times of despair, right? What did the Romans do? What did the Greeks do?
They took over.
No, they put on massive sporting events to distract the people.
And you know what? That's kind of like I don't even like to jump on YouTube and shit and talk politics because they're like, you know, that they'll really ban you and blacklist you and shit like that. But I've been peeping that move, bro. Like the way he moving, and I'm like, damn, like is his money endless? And then I have to really think about it. If you read every headline, they announce him as the general of entertainment. You feel me? So they sent him over here for entertainment. That's his purpose.
They want to change the perspective how their country's viewed around the world because of incidents that have occurred. There's nothing. It's not like what they're doing is fucking illegal or anything like that. They don't want to be viewed as a tyrannical. Is that the proper terminology? A tyrannical government or whatever you want to call them. Like they want to be they want Saudi Arabia associated with big grand mega events, and it's working.
They actually started allowing drinking over there now too, didn't they? Because at one time you couldn't even drink over there.
Wait, but before we get too deep into this topic, especially since YSM is up here, hey friend, what do we think about Brian Norman Jr. over the weekend?
I like him. I love it when he looks good.
Greg, don't make that face.
Yo, what did you think I was supposed to say? Hey, yo, real fast, bro. If I got an issue with a dad, if I got an issue with a cousin, it don't got nothing to do with that person. You feel me? They two different people.
I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying because y'all are from Philly, and you know it is what it is. This is boxing. It's entertainment. We know it's a little convoluted.
I support Brian Norman Jr. I don't fuck with Senior.
Just not when he's fighting boots.
Huh?
To me, he looked like
I support him. I support him in general. Do I think he's gonna win that fight? No.
I said just not when he's fighting boots.
I support him even when he's fighting boots. Right? I just don't think he's gonna win.
To me, he looked like Thanksgiving at grandmother's.
He looked good. He got rid of the boy, stopped him. He took a shot. He ready, man. Him and Boots need to make that fight next once Boots get this win, man.
I'm gonna be honest.
If
Like,
you
Hey,
don't,
listen,
you know what's so
I'm not gonna pay. As much as I love Boots, I'm not gonna pay to watch Boots shadow box. I want to see him fight somebody. Norman just won. He got a belt. Let's get this fight.
Also,
you know
not
what's
to
so
do
crazy?
this, but since
What's so
this is my friend Nick, I love y'all. They was at the top rank card. They got their media credentials. They, you know, my
The
girls doing
official.
things over there.
Congratulations.
Okay, but anyways, I thought Brian looked great. I feel like his hand healed up really nicely. You could tell the way he was owning things in that ring. I said, all right, we got a little, makes for an interesting, spicy little lead up to hopefully a Boots unification. I like when everybody's at their best.
Exactly.
You know what? You
Right.
know what's so crazy? You know what's so crazy about Brian Norman Sr. and Brian Norman Jr. That's like, I don't know how I be getting them confused, but what's so crazy about Brian Norman Jr., man, to me, and it's just my opinion, is he really don't have nothing special though. So like the Boots fight is kind of gonna be like, because honestly, I think that was the best he gonna look, and if that's
that's
the
gonna
best
look
he's
like
gonna
my.
look, I don't think the fight is gonna be too long. I don't think it's
I
going
can't
12 in my
I can't say
opinion.
I can't say that's the best because he's young. You know what I mean? Anybody can develop. Anybody can add things to their arsenal. Um, do I think he gets stopped? Yeah. Would I would I favor him against a fight against like a Barrios or Teofimo Lopez? Yeah.
I could agree with that. I
But
could agree with
also,
that, but
Against Boost,
I could
it's
agree
gonna
with
look
that. But
like
then again, like I
Morel
said, though,
versus Benavidez.
but
It's what
also
gonna look like Morel versus Benavidez.
sometimes you get in the ring with somebody and they bring out something in you that you didn't know was in there. They unlock it. So
I agree.
I'm glad that his hand looked great. And I like when everybody's at their best. And sounds like right now nobody's ducking no smoke. Sound like the guys want all the action in 2025. So.
No, you like you say that, Jay, right? And I watched the interview that my man George did from Mill City, and I watched Brian Norman. He said that he's not waiting for any man. Senior said that it does make sense fighting a Mario Barrios, fighting a Jin Sasaki, and kind of forcing Eddie Hearn to come out of pocket. And I have mixed feelings because like beforehand you said if Boots don't fight you next, he's a bitch. And afterwards you're talking. No, I'm saying what Senior said. He said if Boots don't fight him next, he's a bitch. These are facts. These like
No,
you can look,
yeah, I heard that. I thought that
you can look
that
this
was
shit
a
up.
little out of pocket. I thought
But
that was
then
very out
but
of
then
pocket.
but then afterwards you're talking about Jin Sasaki, you're talking about Mario Barrios, which it's logical going after Barrios. It's logical building yourself up so you can get more leverage in negotiations. But you can't go from a dude's a bitch if he don't fight you to, making business moves. Because are you a bitch? You feel me?
Right.
No, I agree. I totally agree. And I feel like sometimes, right, like this is where sometimes we need to slow down on doing so much media because you get caught up saying two different things and you go on one platform, you popping it one day and then you go on and then you come on another show and you're saying something that completely contradicts what you just said like 48 hours ago. I do feel like they're gonna go after Barrios, especially with Bob coming out and saying, "Oh, Top Rank and PBC is gonna start doing business together to kind of combat what Turkey is doing." But and I mean, I'm gonna put my money on Brian in that fight. And also when it comes time to fight Boots, we going into an undisputed fight versus there's still a belt lingering or someone has to, still go knock down another pin. I think at this point, like the most exciting fight we're gonna get is Boots and Brian. So why not make it for undisputed?
He should have one
I
more
can't say
title
that
defense
because
though.
well, go ahead, bro.
Like Brian Norman should have one more title defense versus someone like Alexis Rocha or something like that. Just to
What has
see if he
Rocha done to
ready.
get a title shot though? I say if anybody, give Rashidi Ellis a crack. Give Blair a
I
crack.
was gonna say that. I was gonna say that,
Roach
man. I was
just
gonna
got
say
done fighting though, and got a stoppage or something.
Yeah, all right. So Rocha got stopped by the dude that Brian Norman stopped, one. Rocha lost to Rashidi Ellis. You feel me?
Well,
So
now,
I think Junior could
what
fight
do you
Rashidi
think? What do
Ellis.
you think is the likely next fight for Norman? I mean, you know, what I mean, you be behind the scenes, or you be hearing things. What do you think is the likely for Norman next?
it all depends, all right? Because like we talk about the Boots fight. Your own promoter's negotiating against you in a sense. He wants Tio versus Boots. So how hard is he going to put? If Tio versus Boots makes some more money, how hard is he going to push for you versus Boots? One.
Right.
Mario Barrios, and I don't like to do this, but Brian Norman wasn't lying when he said he off in the corner somewhere. I ain't gonna say he hiding, but everybody else is in the mix, looking to make shit happen with each other, and you just off and having life or death fights with dudes that lost 3 of their last 4. So it's like people want to be undisputed, but is Mario Barrios going to let them be undisputed? I'm not sure, bro. Like everybody wants a fight with Mario Barrios, but Barrios don't want to fight with
He
them.
don't want to fight with them.
So maybe Jin Sasaki. I would love to see Rashidi Ellis versus Brian Norman.
Brian.
I'm not sure if Brian Norman in Boots is the most exciting fight. Because
What about that
Danny
guy
Onis can fight too.
Is Rashidi?
Oh, Stan is a dog.
Is Rashidi situation?
Oh, I ain't hear you.
I said, is he contractually?
No. Rashid is a free agent. And then also Lady J, the elephant in the room. Now you got to pay Giasoff step aside money again. Like, you know what I mean?
Fought Brian Norman.
Yeah, but shit, it don't really make him no difference because a title shot is a title shot, right? But fighting Brian Norman right now, is Top Rank gonna give you a main event? Is Top Rank gonna pay you?
Well,
yeah, come on, Jay. You want to have conversations about everything? Let's have a conversation on why an undefeated fucking world champion is fighting on Michaela Mann's undercard. Let's talk about that shit.
Yeah, that was
hey, because I said this umpteen shows ago, and y'all call me not y'all. The comments, the people in the comment section call me everything but a child of God when I made the comment that Brian couldn't sell a paperclip in Atlanta if it was free. Y'all
so that's the thing.
Y'all think that I'm a hater, but I'm not hating. Now it might be a very blunt and direct truth, but it's the truth.
I'm asking you: is that a thing? Is he struggling selling? Is that why Top Rank is so apprehensive?
I feel like there were two things that happened. One, I don't think that Top Rank planned on him beating Centillion. If we're being totally honest.
So yeah,
like if we're just being very honest, I don't think that was in the plan. And now he has the belt, right? But he was out with his hand, and now his first fight back is he was the co-main for Michaela, which is not a terrible thing, but
just ugly. That's all.
It doesn't look great, but at the end of the day, like they haven't, if we're also being transparent and honest, they also haven't had an opportunity to invest in him because he just got the belt and then he was out 10 months with his hand.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this to you and G, right? Here's the issue, is that when you make certain financial demands, right, you have to have not only leverage, but you have to have paperwork, numbers that
Gotta have something.
I'm trying to I'm trying to be politically correct.
I know.
That back up your claims. If you're saying 1.7 is enough, but then you're fighting on undercards, it kind of proves the point of no, that is a good number that you got, especially since your own promoter isn't trying to invest in you. And I feel like the problem is Bob's not trying to invest. Is that Bob could have gave him a 5,000 seat arena in Atlanta. Like you at least got to prove that I'm not a seller first. You can't just fucking assume. But when he's, sitting there demanding certain numbers from Boots, Eddie Hearn and them, okay, I can go a different route. I can go Teofimo Lopez. I can go Devin Haney. I can go Ryan Garcia. I can go this person and that person and either make more money or get a dude that's similar to you. I can't say that Boots versus Rashidi Ellis won't sell as much as Boots versus Norman at this point in time.
That's right. That's right.
It'll probably sell more.
Yeah, especially in the Northeast.
I did say this. It's because, quite frankly,
Boots sold out with Karen, man.
Boots is
Rashidi Ellis
gonna carry the card and sell the tickets now. But I don't know. I don't like to try and tell people, what they're worth. But if we're just gonna be very honest, $1.7 million is about as good as it's gonna get. And I really wish that these guys would stop focusing so much on the money. And I feel like again, I've always said this, they don't have other things going on outside of boxing. So when they look at, okay, my purse is 1.7, but I gotta pay my manager, I gotta pay my trainer, I gotta pay my daddy, I gotta pay the cut man, I gotta pay my nutritionist. For them, that money is gone already. And then I hate to say it, these guys are young. They want, they want to buy cars, they want to buy a house, they want jewelry, they tricking it off, like, and it is what it is, right? But then they on to like, okay, well, what do I do next? So, I don't know. I don't know what I don't know.
Bill said it very simply. Sometimes the simplest answer is the right answer. All you got to do is look at the numbers. You don't sell. If you don't sell, that's not the promoter's fault. It's not the fans' fault. People not coming to see you. You don't sell. That's what you worth.
But sometimes it do be the promoter's fault. Sometimes it do be the promoter's fault. Like, I'm gonna keep it, like, if we're gonna be real, let's be real. I think the Matchroom is doing a terrible job promoting Boots and Stan. If we're gonna be honest about everybody tonight, I think they're doing a horrible job.
In what way?
What promotion have you seen of this fight?
Besides what I see on YouTube?
Like, have you seen an advertisement? Have you, like, what are they giving me to promote this fight?
If you Instagram thing, and I just saw the new what's it called? Making the Days Count just came out today. The person just came out today, I believe.
And the fight is in 2 weeks. Because, like, I'll be honest with y'all. I went to Tampa and I was, like, talking to a fighter. I went to go meet him, try and get him under my wing or whatever. And we had a great conversation. And we were literally sitting in a restaurant. And I said, you know what? If you, like, really want to see what I'm talking about, get up and walk around this restaurant and ask any person sitting in here if they know what DAZN is. Ask any one person in here if they know what fight just came on last weekend.
But you know what? Listen,
and you know why? Y'all know why it was just silent like that? Because he knew that I was telling the truth. Boxing is, aside from us being hardcore, which is why we're on this show and even talking, because we're hardcore fans of the sport. And Mill, you do media. I kind of like work on things behind the scenes. If you are not hardcore into these things, you would not know that there are boxing matches going on.
Well, see, Lady J, listen, I got a couple of casual homies, right? And this is not an excuse for nobody, for fighters or promotional companies or whatever. But living in America, there is so much to do. I wouldn't care how much content you put out about a particular thing. What's going to grab people's attention is going to grab their attention. It's just I don't believe that there's no clear cut 100% scientific formula you could put together and hand it to a promoter, and they can follow these color by numbers, step by step, to make something just go over the top with the majority of the citizens in a particular locale. It don't work like that.
I would disagree. Like I would completely disagree.
Why hasn't nobody done it yet then?
You know why? You want to be honest? Because
I kind of agree with that. With that, and to kind of capture the point a little bit, bro, we could kind of look at it like this. The way Ryan Garcia is being pushed in our face, like I see Ryan Garcia even when I don't want to see the guy. Like the way T.O. being pushed in our face, like I see T.O. so damn much on YouTube, it's annoying.
And he don't sell shit. And he don't sell shit.
Your answer.
Because
exactly what Bill said it is.
Don't make you like them.
Bob don't want to put no money behind them, and that's just what it is.
And Lady J just said that DAZN is not promoting Boots as good as they could be, but he sell more than T.O. And T.O. been acting like a damn clown for the last 2 years. Oh, go ahead with more black fighters. People just don't like you, bro. You can't make people like you. You could do back.
Hey, yo, there's some truth. Hey, wait. EH, there's some truth to what she's saying, because I feel like promoters wait till like the last 2 weeks to really promote a fight. It seems like that.
They don't have a budget.
It seems like that's the new thing.
They don't have a budget to do anything more than that. Nobody has to like you. It doesn't matter. People tuned in to hope and wish and pray that Floyd got his ass whooped every fight, and it never happened.
Floyd is an anomaly. What's happening with T.O.? Why
Good PR and bad PR, it doesn't matter. If people are talking about you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. These promoters have no budget. They have no budget.
Is it translating to ticket sales and pay-per-view buys? Is it doing that?
Okay,
they said that about Lomachenko. He never did anything. They talked about him like he was just Jesus from the sky. He never did anything. T.O. been acting like a clown. Don't nobody go see him. He don't sell out nothing. He can't do a pay-per-view. I'm trying to figure out where this magic formula is.
But let's add context to pay-per-view, right? Because with the current state of the economy, do you think February was a perfect example? We had 2 PBC cards at $100 a piece. You have the turkey card, and so think about it. As a normal person, do you have $225 to spend on pay-per-view? Oh, and then DAZN, you had to have a subscription, which was an additional $15. So as a normal person, every day in America, do you think that these people have $240 to spend on pay-per-views, or do you think that they need to go buy groceries this month? Because eggs is $199,000.
In PBC's defense, they also had a free fight in March, and now they have a free fight in April.
After we just spent $200. So what I'm saying is most people are gonna generally probably pick one, which whoever they like the most, or they know the most, or relate to the most, or whatever the case may be, right? But those PBC cards that were free, again, we're hardcore fans of the sport. Just Greg, you walk down the street of Philly tomorrow, and you tell me if anybody knows if those fights are coming on.
I tell you what, I cannot wait to see
what fights coming on.
The big production from Lady J Promotions, because I'm going to support.
I would never be a promoter.
Walk down to Philly to see if what fight is coming on.
Isn't Tim Zoo and Joey Spencer about to fight?
Oh yeah, but that's but you know that's some boxing is regional, right? I guarantee you that's the biggest thing going out of Australia.
We ain't in Australia. We in America.
Yeah, but remember, boxing is viewed internationally. So even if this fight isn't targeted to America, Amazon Prime is an international platform, right?
That's valid. But then if that's the case, right, then we should not hold anyone to pay-per-view numbers.
But that's how they get paid.
Yo,
but then
but
again,
No. Then
that's
because
not the only way to
Turkey
get
is
paid,
not
bro.
Turkey is
yeah,
not
but
in
that's how.
America.
Come on now, like that's how we look at a guy's worth. The pay-per-view sales. If
Hey,
you selling,
Okay,
let me
but
let me
what I'm saying
if
is
you
if
selling 10,
boxing, if we're gonna say boxing is an international sport, and oh well, this fight is for the Australians and it's free on Amazon Prime, and so it's international, and that counts for something, then you can't say, oh well, David did 250, 300 pay-per-views, but Turkey did 46,000. It's an international sport, right? But whose pay-per-view matters more
all right.
in
So
our world?
I feel like people have an imperfect understanding of like networks and broadcasting, right? So they immediately jump to the pay-per-view numbers, but Lady J, you know this. Like I said, boxing is international. Closed circuit TV rights, right, can add up to more than what somebody can get in US pay-per-view. I'm talking about these US pay-per-views, these 200, 300,000 pay-per-view buys.
Well, y'all
And
said
so
Turkey got all the money, so he should be doing more than
listen,
46,000
I
pay-per-view
didn't say
buys.
Turkey. I didn't say Turkey had anything. I'm saying
Well,
that
it's country. You're right.
internationally, right? They could be showing the Tim Tszyu fight in the zone. They have to pay for that. They could be showing in Afghanistan. They have to pay for that. Asia, they got to pay for that. So even though we don't hear about how much that deal is worth, it's still money in the promoters and the fighters' pocket.
I agree with that.
I'm not discounting that. I'm just saying.
I agree with that. And you know what?
Just
Do me a
saying.
favor. Real fast for you. Go and look up how the Mayweather versus Pacquiao fight was sold and who broadcast it, and you will understand how much money's in closed circuit TV rights. The shit is fucking staggering.
Insane. No, for sure.
And
Well,
you know
wait,
what?
before I go, y'all, because
you know
I got a bedtime. Can we talk about my fave before I go? Stephen Fulton, 130. Oshaki Foster.
No comment.
Why you say no comment, Mill?
Leaving 126, staying at 126.
I cannot confirm nor deny that that's the next fight. So no comment.
That's a good fight, though. Shit.
Well, he said it today on Twitter.
Oh, that's
Did he say it was Oshaki?
Huh?
Did he say it was Oshaki? Or are you surmising that it was Oshaki?
Okay, no. This is what he did say. He did say he wasn't waiting on nobody at 126. It's getting hard for him to make 126. And we might see him at 130.
They both WBC champs, right? Don't
Yes,
they
they are.
Huh?
Yes, they are.
Okay. All right. Enough said. Scooter all day, baby. You know, we ride with Scooter. Goddamn.
AJ, I cannot confirm nor deny that Oshaki is the next opponent.
That's a good fight, though.
I love that fight, though.
Yeah, that's a good
in my
goddamn
personal
fight.
opinion, I like that fight. But I got Stephen Fulton. I ain't gonna
Like,
lie. But this might be my opinion, and this might be harsh.
What might be harsh?
This might be my opinion, and this might be harsh. But I think
say the right thing now.
Tevin Farmer versus. I think I would rather see Tevin Farmer versus Shakur than Stephen Fulton versus Shaki Foster. That's just my opinion.
Great, go ahead and put him out. Go ahead and just cut him out. Go ahead and put Foreign out.
I'm just being
You're out of
honest.
here.
Say that again. What did he say? Say that again.
I said I would rather see Tevin Farmer versus Shakur Stevenson over versus Oshaki Foster. That's just my opinion. Which one I would rather see. If I was paying, they was on at the same night, and I was paying for a fight, I'm paying for Shakur.
And you wouldn't want to see Scooter. You wouldn't want to see Scooter and Oshaki?
Yeah, that might just be my opinion.
Oh, you would pay.
I feel like
I think you're the only one with that opinion.
That's cool. I like to stand alone. I
feel like Cool Boy.
I like
Cool
the chess
Boy
match
should get
that
a
the
fight.
Tevin Farmer versus Shakur Stevenson would be, bro. That shit would be like on some hardcore shit. That would be like
why you lying? Why you lying, bro?
That would be a great chess match.
You lying right now, Paul. You lying right now. I think you just want to just be the opposite of
You
us
want to
in
go
this
against
situation.
the grain.
Just come like foreign. No, come on.
In my opinion, bro, I like to see skills, bro.
See how his mic keep cutting out?
So, Lady J, so you said you don't want to be a promoter, huh?
No, I don't have the heart. I'm not a scandalous person.
No, I'm not talking about from a scandalous perspective. I'm saying you see that there's something wrong with the way the way the fighters in the sport are being promoted. If you got something to offer, if you got a scientific mathematical formula that you know you could put behind fighters and get them out there, like why not contribute that to the sport? Because I don't have it. I don't see it. If you have it, don't be selfish. Share it with the world. Put the work in and share your gift with the world. I don't have it. So I can't be as critical as you. Evidently, you know what I'm saying? You got the magic. So I want to see your magic.
I wouldn't say I have the magic. I'm just saying, again, from my perspective, from going and talking to, like, okay, let's run it back. Because remember, I told you I went to Tampa. Okay, I went to Tampa, met a young guy. He's great. He's fantastic. No doubt in my mind, will be a star, will be a world champion. He fights a light heavyweight. He's quite literally amazing, right? Anyways, when I was talking to him, he's on a smaller promotion. And I just was like, listen, at the end of the day, the promoter works for you, right? It's his job to make sure that you are being promoted, that you have the money behind you, that people know who you are, but you also have a part to play in that. I literally text him, like, because he's getting ready to have a fight. And I literally text him and was like, I can tell you took from our conversation and you went back to your promoter and got on his ass. And he was like, no, I did, because what you told me made sense. Now, here be the other thing, EH. I love these guys, but a lot of them are cheap. They don't like to pay. And on top of that, I also don't like to get like too attached to one promotion, because you go over there and you get stuck with them. You can't work with everybody because you're getting a paycheck from them. So for me, I like to go and meet the guys and talk to them, but that also comes with things. And I've said this before, because I'm a woman. Some of them think that I'm pretty and like I'm relatively around all their age. And then I got to meet daddies and I have to meet managers. And it's like, there's some barriers to entry there. But like my guy in Tampa, once they get to know me, they be like, damn, like you make a lot of sense. Yeah. Boxing is not everywhere. It's not MLB. It's not NFL. It's not the NBA. You have to work 10 times harder to get noticed in this sport. And you're not going to get noticed by like doing nothing.
Hey, Jay, let me ask you a question, right? And this is a conversation I've had with people. How did Gervonta Davis become a superstar? Because I think it was one particular, there were a couple of factors, but it was one thing that was very important.
I agree, Mel. There was a few things at play, right? And I brought him up. I said, if you really think about it, we have kind of known him from the beginning. He had Floyd, he was on Showtime, and he just, as much as people hate it, he has it. He knows how to turn it on and he knows how to turn it off. And everyone does not have that. But I always say this when I'm on this show, everybody has a part to play in this sport. Just because you the B-side. Look at how Lamont Roach came up off this fight. He came in as the unknown, completely discounted B-side. Even I said I didn't want to watch the fight. And look how he has used that to his advantage.
But Lamont been around for a while, though. It ain't like he's just some new fighter. He has been around for a while. Whether we thought he was going to win or not, he has been around for a while. So
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, though. I'm not saying that. His popularity since he fought Tank has gone on a whole nother trajectory.
Shouts out to his PR dude, Nilo. Shouts out to Nilo.
Yeah, they have completely capitalized on the moment.
Because it was Tank. But listen, Mill, you shared this with us before, because I always said Floyd. And you said, no, it was because of the girl.
The most important aspect. You cannot be a superstar unless women know who you are.
Unless people find you fine as hell. And I say that, and then
women determine who superstars are. If you look at whoever's the top, either actor, actress, music artist, they have a large woman following. That
100%.
girl Ari, for whatever reason, she has a cult-like following where all the black chicks know her, love her, follow her. When he started dating her, it opened him up into a completely different fan base. Chicks that never fucking watched boxing, talked about boxing, knew who he was.
Turned him up completely, Mel.
You know what's so crazy? Like, I was watching a show and they was talking about how women affect like the market, supply and demand market specifically, because they say like a woman actually go and buy tickets to a motherfucking show. Like they gonna go actually buy somebody merch. They gonna go
cash it out. Cash it out. I said that to the guy I met in Tampa. I was like, "You're handsome as hell. It's on you. It's in you because you're a great fighter, and it's on you because you're a handsome guy." I said that to Everett. Boots is a handsome guy. Stephen Fulton, he's handsome as hell. Everybody don't got that going for them, and then you put into it that the just love them, and they go bananas. All the girls started seeing Lamont Roach. Oh, who's that? He got green eyes. He fine as hell. Yeah, the girls turn it up 1,000%.
So y'all saying
the women gonna buy that shit.
So y'all saying you gotta try to you gotta try to market the be marketable to the sugar mamas is what y'all saying.
Yeah, the grandmom's been keeping GHB TV in business for the last 2 years, man. The grandmoms is your loyal following, man.
Greg, how many times?
See, this is the thing, though, with that. This is the thing. Speaking of G, and I remember G gave an example of, I don't know if it was a young guy you was training, but a guy came in the gym and you said he had an earring in his ear. He's like, man, why you get the earring? And you said, man, he said because of the chicks. You know what I'm saying? My thing is this, and I don't know. It's just my perspective. When you do whatever you do in life, and even when you're popular, the most authentic thing that you can do is be you. When you start trying to turn into something else because you want to get something, more people, it just don't come across authentic. Andre Ward, a lot of people feel like he left a lot of money on the table. But Andre Ward had to be Andre Ward. He couldn't do anything else. He talked about how E40 came to him and wanted him to be in a video. And he was like, man, that's not my thing. I can't represent that because I represent something else. And I think as a black man, and as any man in America, Andre Ward ain't living no regular life. He's a success story. And he was himself. So a guy you can't just come out of your body and try to be somebody else just because you want to. You just can't do it.
But you gotta maximize. You gotta maximize who you are, though. That's it. You gotta be you, but you can't. You can't just. When it's fight night, you roll out the cameras and everybody watch me fight. It don't work that way. It's like
it's a whole bunch of podcasts and stuff now. Whether like the fighters hop on different podcasts to be guests or
it's not even just all that tape. It's exactly what I be saying on here a lot. It's just like exactly what Lady J just said. Some fighters have it and some fighters don't. Everybody not made for the bright lights. But then again, we can look at Andre Ward and see how Mills just said he was able to maximize himself. And like EH just said, he's not living no type of regular life because he maximized who he was. He used that to full capability. But then again, you see other fighters that jump out their body and not end up so well. You get what I'm saying? But then again, people do that shit because you see other fighters like a Ryan Garcia jump out their body and look at him.
Hey,
So
Ford, let me ask you this. Who's the top 5 draws in your opinion all time? And this is going to go to my point, though.
All time?
All time. Top 5 draws.
You want mine?
Yeah. Everybody. Give me the top 5 draws. Yeah.
Mike Tyson.
Floyd, Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali.
Wait. You said girls or boxers?
No, he said draw. The top 5 draw.
Canelo.
Floyd, Mike Tyson, and Muhammad Ali come to the top of my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I got Floyd, Mike Tyson. Floyd, Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, Jesus Chavez.
Manny Pacquiao and Canelo Alvarez.
Ooh.
I'm about to say Canelo
Alvarez,
up
Floyd,
there. That's
Muhammad
what I'm
Ali,
saying.
Mike Tyson.
Is Canelo over Oscar?
AJ?
Yeah, Oscar.
Yeah.
Canelo the biggest Mexican fighter ever, in my opinion.
No.
Not ever.
Wait, when I said draws, I'm talking about what do your numbers say? And I'm not sure if Canelo numbers is better.
Number 1.
Bro. Forward, you're a young man. I don't think that you realize that Oscar Solo he went platinum.
Yeah.
Did a record that went platinum, bro. You young. I don't think you realize.
You know what, Mills? You know what? You learn something new every day. I appreciate the information, but Canelo Alvarez is the number 1 Mexican fighter.
I don't know, man. I think Canelo went diamond, my homie.
Yo, he went platinum. Yo. Go look up the album, yo. It's a real suavemente type joint, like
like the music.
Oscar did bring the women out, though. He did bring the women out.
Sure. That's a different lane, though. That's like saying Shaq is bigger than Michael Jordan because he was doing rapping. So you get what I'm saying? Like, Michael Jordan is still Michael Jordan.
Yeah, but in your mind, right? Canelo is the guy now, but you're not old enough to remember how much Oscar was selling. Is my point? He was selling, bro.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, I'm talking about an M Easy, and Jay will tell you, 40% of the people in there was chicks.
What was your point behind you asking us though? What was our top draws? What was you?
All of those people resonated with the female community. Everybody you named. Mike Tyson, even though they didn't find him good looking, he's the tough dude that'll beat everybody up, and women flock to that.
Well,
Muhammad Ali.
You can add in. Hold on, and you can add in. Mike Tyson was outside, so even if he wasn't bringing the bad bitches, the people he was rolling with and the guys he was with that also was getting money, they was out, different kind of guys, they was bringing the women. Like
he was outside.
This is my rebuttal to that, and I said this the other night, and people may think I'm making an excuse. American culture took a very, very big shift from Mike. The only anomaly we had since then in boxing was Floyd. After that, these other sports took over. You got LeBron's, you got Steph Curry's, you know what I mean? You got KD's. I'm telling you, America is different. We different.
In the 90s, they had Michael Jordan.
Yeah, but the sports today is nothing like it was back then. As far as when you juxtapose them against boxing, it's not like it was. I'm telling you, it's different now.
I feel you, but a big fight.
You know what? You know what that is? You know what? I think I got an answer for that. And this is just my opinion. So don't try to kill me for it. But in my opinion, I think the reason why that is because if you look at other sports, they kind of accept international, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it'll be a Euro player in the NBA. It's a lot more Euros in the NBA. And in boxing, it's more of like and this and that. And then you look across the water and they got their boxing circuit going on in London. Then they got theirs, and you get what I'm saying? So it's like it's not really of like a mix. That's probably why it's like in other sports, it's easier to be somebody. It's easier to be a Steph Curry out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's easier to be a LeBron James. It's easier to be a Trae Young
No,
and all these other guys.
there's an infrastructure in place. In boxing, it's like organized chaos. There's an infrastructure in place. Like there's a marketing team. There's a like the NBA, NFL, they breed stars.
Exactly.
Where
Fact,
like you remember like, all right, show me the most famous boxer. I'll show you a high school dude that has not equal but a comparable following.
Right.
Was Canelo Alvarez bigger than LeBron James coming out of high school?
Hell no. Yeah, right. That's right.
It's just the infrastructure in basketball.
like,
and I think sneaker companies got a lot to do with it.
Endorsement, and endorsements in general. Like they need endorsements in general. I was just gonna say that. Like they need endorsements just like the other athletes. They got Nike deals and Gatorade deals and stuff. Like boxers need endorsement deals.
That's the American.
But they've been in the comments.
Culture. That's what I mean when I say the American culture, because they cannot headlock boxing. Everything else is in a headlock, because if you in basketball, you can't be out in the street doing too much crazy stuff. They'll be like, yo, bro, what the hell is you doing? Get in front of this camera and apologize. In boxing, you could be a fucking renegade, but if you come on the night and knock somebody the fuck out, you good.
Can I say something? It made me think, if you fed a dog, would he do his job?
Yeah, good point.
Huh?
Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Forrest said, what do I mean by that? What I mean is, if you started giving fighters major endorsement deals, would they need boxing?
No.
True, that's kind of like when basketball players get big contracts. When they after they get paid, the basketball players, when they get paid, they do not have the same hunger after they the next seasons and stuff.
Shit,
so that probably that'll take the hunger out of the sport.
And that's what I think that could kind of cause a problem, because we kind of seeing it with basketball in the way shit is shifting. Because if you see, you give somebody an inch and they take a mile, we gave them endorsement deals and shoe deals and all this type of stuff, and putting high schoolers and little kids on cameras, and now they want NIL deals. So I think that's
a good question.
It'd be more of like I think it should go back to where boxing was less entertainment and more just boxing in the ring.
Boxing's always been entertainment, though.
Boxing is right, but also endorsements would be. I get what you're saying, Greg, but in the same token, endorsements benefits the sport overall, especially with the state that it's in right now. If and I'll give an example, because he talked about it, and matter of fact, actually, because while we're here, because I've seen a little slick comment talking about, I just want to be on his. Let me tell you one thing about it. I've never had a problem getting men and guys that box just aren't my thing. But so please don't ever kill yourself. But anyways, Steph, don't please no, because one thing I'm not good with is people disrespecting me.
I just gotta admit, before you say
probably arguing with a bot, Jay.
No, it ain't a bot. I don't give a damn who it is, but come correct when you have something to say to me. But anyways, Steph, if he ends up having a deal or he does things with Timberlands, that is overall good for the sport. People be like, who is this? We want to get to know him more. Who's this in this campaign? Like I said, he's a handsome young man. They're gonna be when's his next fight?
I agree with that, with making him more famous. But my question is, after seeing that you can make more money, getting deals like that done, are you really gonna feel like fighting?
Well, that's up to the guy. That's up to the guy, though. That's anybody. If you don't have the heart to do something, that's the problem. A lot of the problem. I said this earlier on the show. That's a lot of the problem. They want the money. They don't really have the love to just want to go in the ring and want to dog somebody, because that's what they talking about. It's well, I want 1.7 million. Well, we could bump it up to 2.3 instead of just going in there and whooping Boots' ass. Like it's.
But wait, yo, both of y'all right, because it's more about what did you get in the sport for? A lot of dudes was dirty little kids that just wanted money, and then once they got the money, then their hunger died. But I can say by knowing Greg for like 6 years, if Greg got a check for $10 million, he'd still be fighting on the streets.
Damn, Bill.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And you know what? And you know what? And you know what? That I was reading some shit today, but before I say that, Lady J, you are a very beautiful young lady. I had to say that. I've been, I had to. You are. So if anybody said that they're crazy, I'm sure you don't have any problems getting any men. I'm sure of it. But like I was gonna say though, there's something I was reading, and it was a quote, and it say if you want to see how bad somebody wants some shit, give them $1 million and see what they do after.
See what they
And that
do.
shit's true because it's exactly what the Brian Norman. But then I wanted to say this: you can't really fault Brian Norman. I'm not gonna get off track. You can't really fault him though because they tried to maximize their light. They got in the limelight. They maximized it. He talked the Boots talk. He got in a fight with Greg. So you can't fault a black, especially a black man trying to better his family's life. But then again, you see it. Motherfuckers don't really actually want it. They just want the fame. They just want the money. Motherfuckers don't want to put in the footwork, the groundwork to actually get to the top. And that's that's the difference. See, a lot of people say Tank just came out of nowhere, but like Lady J say, and like we all can agree, Tank has been there. He's put in the footwork to get to where he's at. That's why he's at the top. And a lot of motherfuckers don't understand that.
Hey, yo, I got a joint I want to do. Hey, Jay, I'm gonna ask you first, right?
Yeah.
Because I think the people want us to get back to boxing. So we got all the legends, right? In boxing. I'm gonna name a fighter from back in the day. Y'all tell me a fighter of today that reminds you of that fighter. All right, so I'm gonna start off with Ray Leonard. Who today reminds you of Ray Leonard?
Nobody.
Yeah, that's
nobody in my opinion.
That's a tough one to live up to.
It don't gotta be like exact same skill set, but nobody reminds y'all of Ray Leonard.
No, not nobody.
What you want to say, Boots?
No,
nah.
Like, what you mean remind him as a fighter or as a person?
As a fighter.
It's nobody for me.
Brother. Yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe try a different one.
Fighters,
all right.
From those type of ages and these type of ages, because the politics, the money, it's a lot more.
No, we just talking about just remind you of. All right, so we're gonna do
Abdullah Mason. It maybe remind you of how you carry yourself outside the ring.
For us to see if he's of Ray Leonard's cut. He ain't really
like outside the ring, how you carry yourself and stuff. Like he probably got that Ray Leonard personality. I don't know.
All right, so we'll do another one. Roberto Duran.
Duran. Might be crazy.
Maybe Benna.
Say Bam Rodriguez.
Ooh.
I like that for him.
Yeah, Bam. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
What the hell is Bam at? When Bam get back in the ring? He be so quiet.
That's what I'm saying. I'm waiting on Bam. Bam.
They said,
hello, I'm waiting on
This is what they say. He should be fighting a unification. That's what you heard right now.
Yeah.
He'll be unifying soon.
Hey, let me ask, G, do you know this little young boy, Emmanuel Chance? I was asking that on that. Man, who the fuck is he?
He from Jersey. Pretty good amateur.
Man, I like him, man. I ain't never seen him before.
His debut.
Yeah.
What you say? What you say, man?
It was his debut. Man, he been around for a minute.
But I never heard y'all talk about him. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just never heard nobody talk about him.
Respectfully, it's like it's 100 young boys. It's like it's a bunch of young boys.
But he quiet too.
Man, that's good, man. I like him, man. I like
You got
him, man. He look like he
Jamal
trained
Harvey.
well.
Yeah, you got Salim Bay. You got it's a bunch of
But
young
see,
boys.
I know them because you know what I mean. I know them from watching your channel. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? Because I heard y'all talking about them a couple weeks ago when you had Daoud on there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I didn't. That was my man. I like him. What's up? What's up with
This
Afacio?
I don't know. I ain't seen or heard anything from him.
You know, y'all know a comparison I like that I just thought about. That got me thinking. A comparison that I like, but I might be crazy, is Tommy Hearns and Errol Spence.
What?
Ooh, the Hitman.
Yo, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say Abdullah Mason remind me more of Tommy Hearns than Earl Spence.
What?
Like his build, along the arms and stuff
Bill,
like
would you
that.
say Errol is like Marvin Hagler?
Ooh.
Not
that. I'll take Marvin Hagler.
I see more.
I like Hearns and
but Errol,
Hagler
he's got great star power.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but he got the star power, but Errol, it's like he may be a little bit too rough around the edges for the star light.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And to me, that's kind of it was Tommy Hearns. Like Tommy Hearns was like he had the star power, but it was like dudes be too rough around the edges to be.
Yo,
he'll push the camera out of his face type of guy. Like, man, get that camera off it. You feel me? But I like that comparison.
I said it earlier. People like you because they like you. You talking about rough around the edges? Mike Tyson. Come on, bro. Like if people like you because they like you. It's just it's the same way with a woman. All you gotta do is be you. If you her flavor, she gonna gravitate to you. You ain't gotta try to be something else to try to get her. No, be you.
For sure.
Just be you.
Talk about it,
Hey,
EA.
this one for you, E. This one for you, James Toney.
You asking me?
Yeah. Anybody remind you of James Toney?
You know I don't want to say. You know what, man? I want to say.
Come on, say it.
I'm just gonna say it. I never do that shit. I hate that shit. I don't, because I always feel like the older, like fighters that be older, they be trying to steal a younger fighter's shine. Oh yeah, you remind me of me. Man, get the fuck out of here. I'm not you. I'm me. They try to do that shit with Earl.
Wait. You say that, right?
Like, I just didn't like. I don't do that.
But you say that, right? Everybody takes from somebody else, right? You just add. It's a different time. You're a different person. You just add on to it. Everybody's rocking off of somebody else's template. You are a collection of a bunch of different people in a bunch of different experiences.
I agree with that.
With your own.
I agree with that because my style. I watch my pop, my brother, old heads, and I took even some of my partners. I took little shit. I seen them. Oh, that's slick, man. You know what I'm saying? No, I get that, but just I don't know. That's just like people talking about Boots and Roy Jones. Like, no, Boots is Boots. Roy is Roy. Like, I don't. And then they try to say Roy and Sugar Ray Robinson. I don't know, bro.
I see more Roy in Boots than I see Ray Robinson and Roy.
You want to know something, Mills? You want to know who I see a little bit more than that? This is just my opinion. I might be crazy. I see a little bit more of Pretty Boy Floyd than Roy and Boots. That's just my opinion, though. But that Pretty Boy Floyd, like that swag that he had, like he was saucy with it, but he'll still knock you out. Like that's Boots to me.
But see, that goes to what Bill said, where you take a little piece, you know what I mean, of different things, you know what I mean, and you just, you put it all together and make your own thing.
You could tell that the thing that I like about Jerron Ennis, bro, the most is that you could tell he watched tape. When you actually watch his fights, you could tell he watched tape. He watches fighter real well. He studied the guy, and you could tell he watched older fighters too. And he got some game to him. He got game from older fighters, and that's what you're supposed to do when you're a student of the game, when you're a pupil of the game.
Now, Mill, let me ask you this: have you ever heard, like Mr. Bosey, talk about the history of what we say on the East Coast, the Philly shell, but out the Midwest they call it the shoulder roll, right? Same defensive move, did he ever talk about where that came from or how that came about? Or because I hear different stories, but
Everybody know where it came from here. It's
where they
one
come
dude.
from?
Go ahead, Jay.
Came from Philadelphia.
From what fighter or
Who's
what
the
trainer?
father?
Georgie Benton.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I heard. I probably heard you say that. Okay, now at the Midwest, who do they say the quote unquote shoulder roll came from?
Whoever they say it is, if it's not Georgie Benton, it's a goddamn lie.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. They never.
I'm gonna be honest. Like,
go ahead, Fawn.
Like that, people that I don't mean to. I just interject real quick, just to answer your question. Most of the time, most people will say Floyd is, the shoulder roll, and the Philly shell is from Philly. That's
A form, man. You 15 years old, man. You gotta chill, man.
Hey, y'all.
Hey,
So
Ford,
look, I just
question.
thought about some fights, yo, and I want to get y'all opinion on the stuff. But my fault, why, son?
No. I just wanted to say the forum real fast.
Spence,
If I invent the crossover, but you do it better than me 50 years from now, is that shit yours or mine? I made it up. You just saw what I did. You saw what I did, or somebody that you saw what I did, and you just made it better. But go ahead, bro. Cook.
Yeah, like fights for Errol Spence to come back with, because I had thought about these names and y'all broke them up, like the Ray Robinson dude at 154. And what about Errol Spence versus like Conor Ben or something? Do y'all think those fights would be bad fights?
I like Conor Ben and Errol Spence.
I hear nothing he said.
He said
you might be.
He said Conor Ben.
I'm not gonna lie to you, brother.
He said
And
Conor
then
Ben.
like Ray Robinson.
He said Conor Ben
He's
at
saying
50.
the last live that from Dura
No,
versus
listen.
might be that might be the last we ever see of the guy. Ever. I'm talking about ever.
He said Conor Ben.
Bro.
He said Conor Ben or Ray Robinson from Philly. I like Ray Robinson from Philly. Ray Robinson from Philly or Conor Ben for Errol Spence coming back.
Oh.
Yeah, I like either one of them matches.
Yeah, you know what? That probably would be a good comeback fight for maybe not so much Conor Ben, because he got too much energy, man. I don't know how Earl gonna look, bro. Damn,
y'all
man.
know he's not taking no tune-ups, so y'all can scratch all them names. Errol ain't taking no tune-ups.
Well, is Conor Ben really a tune-up?
Who EJ training with? Hell no, Conor Ben ain't no tune-up. No, bro. Conor Ben is not no tune-up.
Wait. Are we talking realistically? Conor Ben's 175. Errol Spence is 150.
Conor Ben like 147.
Conor Ben is about to actually fight at 154.
I'm thinking of Ben Whitaker. You right.
Are they getting ready to fight at 160?
You right.
He's about to fight Eubank at 160, isn't he?
At 160.
I'm tripping.
You're right.
Y'all be calling me everything but a child of God, but I'm the only. Come on now. I be knowing my boxing stuff. Y'all be trying to play the girl.
He fights at 47-54. He's just going up to fight Eubank at 60.
This is true, but he also might get to 60 and be like, well, I like how I feel up here. You never know, because he's been out the ring too.
He ain't going to like how the punches feel.
That's what I don't think he coming back to 47. I think he might drop to 54. I don't think he.
That's why him and Errol Spence. It'd be probably a good fight.
I ain't sure about that, bro.
Yeah, I like that fight.
Who Earl training with? Who EJ training with?
I don't know.
I don't like that fight.
I think EJ might be done, man.
I think him and Ray Robinson would be a good fight either.
I think he might just be finished with boxing. I don't mean done.
I would love for Ray to get that payday, but Ray's fighting in like the team combat league right now.
At what weight?
75.
Oh shit!
You fight at 75?
Yeah, it's because you got to make weight every week. You fight every week, so a lot of dudes are fighting up.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Like Rashidi Ellis,
gentlemen.
Don't he fight like 60?
Yeah, 54, 60.
Hey, look. I don't mean to interrupt anybody, but I gotta go. Hey, Greg Hackett, man, it was great talking from, fuck with y'all a long way. Mills, Lady J, EH, Tay. Salute to everybody on the panel. Before I go, everybody hit the like button. Remember, it's Tell a friend to tell a friend because it's telephone and we talking boxing. We here with Greg Hackett, late night, Monday evening. Get ready to work. Everybody, get going, go to sleep. You feel me? Get some good
Go to
sleep. Get ready
sleep.
to, start your day right tomorrow. But everybody have a good night rest. You feel me? Hey, I love talking this boxing shit. I'm glad we actually got to talk some, real life. But gotta go. Everybody, y'all have a good day. Good night. Do something productive this week.
That's
Appreciate you,
the
gang.
DJ drop.
You know what I want to say too, Mel, about that? Like,
Wait, before you start, I'm out of here too, because a girl got to clock in tomorrow. But it was fun, Greg. I haven't seen you in forever, but it was fun.
For sure, we gonna get it.
Y'all, mind your tone and delivery when you're talking to ladies. Okay, that's why y'all have the issues you have with women. And
Who said
King
that we was having issues?
Not y'all. I'm talking about the people in the comments, Greg. I know you ain't have no problem with the ladies, okay?
Lady J over here arguing with these bots.
No, they was pissing me off. They do this every time, and then like 5 months later, I come back on the show, and everything I say be true. But you know how that goes. I'm just ahead of my time. And Greg, because you pinned this comment earlier, and I didn't say nothing, but to whoever asked me if I wanted Budokan or Ocean Prime, preferably I'm an Ocean Prime girl.
That was my boy Jamo.
So that would be
right
my
out of neck, Jammo. Right out of neck. Ocean
Spoken like a true assassin.
see,
that would be my pick. But other than that, I'm going to bed.
All right,
Greg,
y'all.
please. No, you set this up. You do this
take
every
it to
time.
STK.
No, we're not going to no STK.
I used to lead the league in assists. My bad.
Yo, you do Eddie V's, right though?
I do like Eddie V's. STK, I can't.
Gammo,
I will go to Ruth Chris before
he
I go
just
to
gave you like 3 or 4 options, yo. You down in Maryland, right?
Yeah.
Don't they got like Poppy Cuisine?
No, we do have Ocean Prime. We have Joe's. There's an array. Take me somewhere nice. Have a Don Julio and lemonade.
In DC, take it to the Hamilton.
But I like that. I like you. All right, y'all. I'm done playing around. Good night.
All right. I appreciate y'all, man. GHB TV. I appreciate the super chats.
Yo.
My man
Brandon Alashiki.
He said Brandon Alashiki said he said Brandon Alashiki is here to make the fight, but he doesn't seem ready. I have the contract ready when Mr. Norman is ready for boot smoke.
Yo.
For sure. Appreciate the love, cousin.
Brandon said, "Where in Maryland?" He on his sniper job, yo. He said, "Where in Maryland?" Yeah, the Earl of Activity.
It's getting crazy in here. Hey, listen. Appreciate the love, man. Appreciate y'all coming through, dropping the knowledge. Monday Night Raw with Greg Hackett. Y'all know how we started off talking about my man Tev, man. Hats off to Tev. And hopefully I see y'all tomorrow. Appreciate y'all. Oh yeah, and I'm going down to 140. So all the smoke at 40, I want it. I'm gonna holler at y'all. I'm gonna keep y'all updated on my weight and my training regimen, and we be back.
So you can get that winner of Tank Lamont. That's what's up.
Yeah,
Greg
I need one of these
Hackett
fights.
versus Sabril Matias in San Juan.
I'm taking that too.
Bomb documentary.
Let's get it. Appreciate y'all. Thank
Yeah.
you.
All right, man.
Luke.